feast or famine plays on defense, big plays, sacks, and interceptions, all that stuff, and also gave up some big plays. Just your thoughts on just kind of how things went today in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, feast or famine. We had a lot of mistakes, but we're very excited to get the win. We can clean up a lot of those things, but we had to continue to communicate, continue to get them in manageable third downs. I feel like they were having a lot of third and shorts, so continue to win early on in the downs. But as a group, we're very excited to win.
Yeah, just like Bump said, we had a few of the transfer kids like Nudie, McLaughlin, J.D. Dominic. They both came in, made big plays, and got turnovers, which is our goal, to get 2 turnovers at least every game. And like Bump said, we just got to win third down more. We got to get them back in first and second down. That way we can get better third down so they're easier for us to win.
Just to expound on that, Nudie, just with the transfers, Nudie, Jordan Dominic, Drew Sanders, Landon Jackson. I mean, how big of a boost has the transfer portal been to this team?
Man, they played great. They helped us out a lot today. They were the 2 that got turnovers. Nudie and Dominic, they both got turnovers, which helped us a lot. Nudie brings a lot of energy to our defensive back crew. Drew's a great player. He does what he's supposed to do every single play. I feel like we're like Bump said, we're very excited about this year because we know that we're going to only get better. It's only going to go up from here.
Simeon, what did you see out of Brini when he had to come in there with Catalan going down? How did he do?
I mean, I feel like he did a great job. Stepping in for Cat is no easy duty. Cat makes a lot of plays for our defense. He's the leader. He's our captain. Brini came in. He did what he was supposed to do. He kept his eyes on his keys. We all had mistakes back there, which we're going to clean up. But I feel like he did a wonderful job for us.
Bumper, a similar question about Drew Sanders. What was it like your first game playing next to him?
Yeah, it was great. He's a little more quiet than Grant was, but he does his job, and like I saw, a few of the pass rush plays he made, got a sack. I feel like we did some good things today, but the potential is a lot higher. So we're very excited with the win, but we know that we can play a lot better, and I feel like everyone individually can work on something. But those guys did really good, and Drew had a great first game.
Yeah.
Guys, how much did the crowd help you on that third quarter inside the 5-yard line? Seemed like there was 4 straight penalties.
Yeah, that was huge. Whenever we got down there, Sim and I were trying to get everyone going. Like, hey, listen, lock in, get them to only have 3. The crowd got behind us. Place was rocking, super loud, very deafening. It's cool. It's a cool feeling whenever you get the fans going like that. So very important to have that crowd out there. Felt like that was one of the most important times whenever they did get rowdy.
Yeah, I felt like me and Bump didn't have to say much after that first penalty because you weren't going to be able to hear us out there no way. The crowd took over.
Both you guys, I guess, Dominic, he had a sack, then he forced a fumble, and he recovered the fumble. It's kind of, it's a big-time play and set up a touchdown, stop their drive. Just what do you guys think of that play?
Yeah, I mean, starting out, he goes upfield, hits it with a spin move back inside, strips the ball out, picks it up. I mean, it was a textbook defensive end play. Just stuff like that is just going to be a part of our DNA this year. And it was just exciting to see that flash just on the first game.
Yeah, and I definitely expect that from him because it's times he'll dip an offensive lineman, get to the quarterback, he'll throw the ball, he running all the way to the sideline trying to make the tackle. So I just feel like that's something that's just a part of him. He goes until the play is over, and if the play's not over, he's going to keep going and keep going and keep going.
The pick that McLaughlin had, I mean, they're driving, looks like they might go up, and then instead he stops it and sets you guys up. How big a play was that?
Man, that was a game changer. I was ready to get off the field. They were driving. But, it's a play that we watched in film. We do a lot of film study together, whether that's on our own with the coaches or after, just in the hotel room. And I feel like we watched that play 100 times, and he seen the play, he broke on it, and he set us up in a big position.
This is, I know this because Tom wrote it. This is the 5th time Arkansas has opened the season ranked against a ranked team. Had been 0-4. Now you guys are obviously 1-4. How big a win? I know you got a lot of tough games left, really challenging schedule, but to win a game of that magnitude to open the season when expectations are so high, the loss could have been pretty deflating when you have to open this conference season. Just how big a win was that, and what do you think about jumping into conference play so quick?
It's very important. Like I said, whenever you can learn a lot of things from a win, it's obviously a huge thing, especially week one. Week ones, you really don't know what the team you're going to play. I mean, you have a general idea, a lot of things, but they have a whole month to put something in, add something, new guys, new coordinator. So it was credit to our staff for getting us ready. But that Cincinnati came out as a good team, and they're going to be very successful this year.
Yeah, and I feel like it's always good when you can beat a team that was in the college football playoff. They're a great team. They lost a lot of talent, but they also still have a lot of talent on their team. I feel like that's just an energy booster for ourselves to know that we can play like we always can. We can play at a high level against good teams of that magnitude.
For you guys both, what was the conversation like when you realized you don't have Slush, you don't have Jalen, and what was the impact on the defense?
I mean, to us, it was just next man up. I mean, we practice. We do a lot of rotating, so I might be in there with Breeny at practice all the time. So it's not nothing new for me to play with Breeny. It was nothing new for me to be in there with Jaden Johnson at nickel. And I feel like Odom trains us for this. He cross-trains a lot of different positions just in case we do get hurt like that. So I feel like we were very prepared for that.
Guys, you talked about the turnovers and what big plays they were, but what did it mean that your offense was able to turn both of them into touchdowns?
I mean, it's huge. Whenever we can turn the ball over and then they can capitalize on it, it's big for momentum. I also have to give it credit to our offense. 5 minutes left of the game or 4 minutes left of the game. They go down, bleed the clock. They had 2 timeouts. Just extremely, we work our 2-minute situations a ton every single day. And so to know that, our 4-minute offense was clicking on all cylinders, that's huge going into a season like we have with the opponents that we have.
Definitely. I love them for it because I hate going on punt because I'm on punt team. So they did their job, bleed the clock out, winning score. I ain't have to go on punt, so I love them for it.
Simeon, 2-part question. How'd you shut them out in the first half? And then what'd they do in the second half to kind of open things up?
I mean, the first half, I feel like we came out with a lot of energy, a lot of juice. We were ready to play. The second half, I feel like we became a little lackadaisical. They were running the same plays. I feel like they didn't really do too much different. We watched a lot of film on them. They did a lot of the stuff that they did last year. I feel like it's just more of us being mentally strong enough to finish a game the way we started. We talked about starting fast a whole bunch, which we did, but now we just got to start fast and keep it for 4 quarters.
Same question, Bumper.
Yeah, I mean, that was our our first game since last season. So you don't realize that it's a 4-quarter game with the heat like it is. It's going to be a battle. You got to be able to play as good as you can in the first quarter as you are going to be in the fourth quarter. So we got to continue to find that energy and that spark in those second and third quarters when it's hot outside. Continue to fight and grind, but very proud of the whole team because it wasn't easy out there. It was a good team.
Definitely.
Sim, did you find yourself being more vocal after Catalan comes out? And did Breeny play his spot, or did you move to his? How did things maybe change?
I still played my same spot. Breeny played Cat's spot, and I'm very vocal as it goes anyway, even with Cat out there. And I feel like I just love getting the team going, bringing that spark, bringing that energy to make them want to play harder and harder. So I feel like didn't nothing too much change with Cat. It's just he's a big loss because of how talented he is as a player.
Yeah, and also, a credit to Simeon all fall camp. He's been a very vocal leader for us. Stepped in, has been a great job. Done a great job, and very proud of him and excited for the season with him.
Simeon, a quick follow-up with something you said earlier. You said McLeodern had seen that play on film, and you said y'all have been doing extra film study. Is that you and him specifically, or the whole DB group?
Oh, that's the whole DB group. I usually text them. If we got meetings at 2:30, we'll be in there at 2 o'clock just watching film as a DB group. Bump us to come in on our film sessions and talk about D-block, this, D-block, that. But, that's just something that we do because you have to do the extra if you're going to be good. And if you want to be an elite team in this league, you have to do more than just when the coaches are around. You have to be able to watch film on your own, watch film with your DB group. That's just something that's really a necessity.
Yeah, for both guys, Trey Knox had 6 grabs, 75 yards, a couple scores today. Did you guys, based on what you saw in the preseason, think that he could put up those kind of numbers right away this year?
Definitely. I go against him all the time. I feel like I knew he was going to have a big game. Just as Landers and Hazelwood both had big games, they stepped in and they helped us out a lot. But Trey Knox, he works his butt off each and every day. And it was happy for me to see him be able to succeed after seeing him move from receiver to tight end, where he has to do a little bit more blocking, but he still has receiver skills. So we know that he's a mismatch for any team being a tight end.
Talk about what kind of concerns the deep ball? It seems like they took a lot of shots today.
They did take a lot of shots. They had some good receivers, some big receivers. They was pretty fast. I just feel like we started to lose focus we started to lose our technique. We started to lose the details, which we're going to work on. We just have to be able to compete for 4 quarters like we did in the first half, because in the first half it wasn't a problem. The second half I feel like we just started to lose focus, start getting a little complacent. That's something that you cannot do.
Nice one, Bob.
Yeah, Sam mentioned you guys have beaten 5 ranked teams. I got to double check that, but I assume Sam knows what he's talking about. Consider what you guys went through in the early part of your career. I mean, how big is that you're beating ranked teams now on a pretty regular basis?
Yeah, I mean it's it's kind of a different feeling because we got to win today. And in the past, a win would have meant the world, but for us, it's like we got so much to work on,
Facts.
We're building for something greater, and we're very happy with the win today. But we're going to continue to work and continue to try to get better.
Yeah. Just like Bump said, it used to be the world to us, but now we learn from the mistakes that we made and getting wins from ranked opponents, because we feel like we can play with anybody in this conference, anybody in the world. So I feel like today was really a learning experience. We played a good game. We're excited about the win, but we know we can be so much better than what we showed today.
Good job, fellas.